Okay, thanks for your patience. So everyone, my name is Bryan Szumlas and I'm the supervisor of the teaching and learning team. It's a wonderful team of consultants that specialize in the different subject areas, and many of them are in the room this afternoon. Sean has invited me to talk to you folks about homework. And if you've been reading newspapers, watching television, or listening to the radio, you would know that this is a huge topic in our district because it's been all over the media. I think it started back in November. But it's important that everyone understands that well before it was in the media, this was an important topic for our school district. In fact, we have a process in place where we look at our regulations and we're constantly renewing them. And our current homework regulation was created in the year 2000, so it was about time that it needed to be updated. So we were actually working along that process when some of the immediate attention came out. And the media attention focused on St. Bridget's School. And there's a little story that I'll kind of share with you as the course of the afternoon goes on. But to make a long story short, there is a family there that approached their teachers and their principal, and they wanted their children not to do homework. Okay, and that kind of set the scene, and I'll continue that in a bit. Now, before I get started this afternoon, I just want to know my audience just like a good teacher needs to know the class that they're working with. And so I'm going to ask you a simple question. How many people in the room have taken a university course regarding homework? Nobody. Okay, well, rephrase the question. How many people in the room have attended an in-service regarding homework? And if you've attended an in-service I've done, you can put both your hands up. Okay, so we've got a few people who probably attended a session that I may have done. So far this year, I think I've been with about 600 to 700 teachers in our district to discuss this very important topic of homework. Now, that topic has been around for quite a long time. In fact, back in 1913, I was searching the archives of the Glenbow Museum, and I came across an article, and back then, the Minister of Education, his name was Mr. Boyle, gave permission for the Calgary Public School District to ban homework. That was almost 100 years ago. So this topic has kind of come and gone over time. In fact, if you were to read any books related to homework, and the one that I would highly recommend was written by Kathy Vanderhoof, and it was an ASCD book published this past summer in August, and it's called Rethinking Homework. And just a little plug for the ASCD. If you're not a member of the ASCD, the Association for Curriculum, that's something that I would highly recommend that you pursue. You can do an internet search for ASCD, get the information, use your P card, talk to your principal first, use your P card to register. If you get the enhanced membership, it costs just a little bit extra, then you will be mailed, I think it's every quarter, you're mailed their latest book. And so this book just happened to come across my desk due to my membership, and I said, awesome, this is what we're dealing with, so I could utilize it. Now, there were other books, of course, that we looked at. Alfie Cohen and his book on The Myth of Homework. Sarah Bennett has a book out there. And Vera Godman here in Calgary, a Calgary author who's a former administrator and teacher in the CBE, wrote a book on homework as well. Well, to get the session started, we're going to do a little introductory activity, and at your tables, I've put little sticky notes, and they're color-coded, so we have on each table, there should be some purple stickies, some pink stickies, and some yellow stickies. And what I would ask is that if you're an assistant principal, you use the yellow stickies. If you're a CT, you use a purple sticky, and if you're a consultant, you use a pink sticky. And what I want you to do is, you don't need to have a whole bunch of stickies, just one will do, one per person. And on that sticky note, I would like you to write down any questions that you have about homework. So that's step one. After you do step one, then step two, and this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, is I'm going to ask that you stand up, and you need to find someone at a different table to talk to who has the other colors of stickies. So if you have a yellow sticky, you need to stand up, find someone who has a pink sticky, talk to them, share your questions with them. They'll share their questions with you. Then you find another person to share with who has the purple sticky. And it'll take about 5 minutes or so to do this activity, but it's a good way to Don't forget to say hello and who you are. That's important as well. Okay, everyone understand what we're doing? All the music teachers in the room would respect that. If you could take 1 minute to finish your sentence and then make your way back to your chairs when we get started again. Thank you. Guys, parts of the in-service today are based upon adaptive school techniques. And if I could just see a show of hands, how many people in the room have attended some of the adaptive school sessions? Excellent. And so that was part of Judy McKay's dream to increase everyone's understanding of making presentations and to make the presentations that we have more lively and interactive. So I invite you to maybe some of the things that I modeled today to feel free to use them back at your schools. Some may fit better for you than others, and the ones that don't fit, just throw them out, pretend you've never seen them before. And hopefully we can be engaging and have lots of good conversation this afternoon. So as I've been around talking to people, these are some of the questions that I found a little bit interesting that you may have heard through your discussions today. What kind of assignments should be considered as homework? Should weekly programs be in place at home? What kind of activities are most beneficial to the student family, yet don't impact on positive time and interactions with family and friends? What amount or emphasis of homework that is recommended for the various grades? And what homework should or should not be sent home? And so through our conversation, maybe we'll touch upon some of those this afternoon, and hopefully many of the questions that you heard through the last 5 minutes. Today's presentation, I call it Homework in the 21st Century. And so I would like to share with you a little video clip that kind of frames the 21st century. And while we're watching it, I'd like you to think about, so how does homework fit into all of this? The video clip is called Did You Know? And there are several Did You Know video clips. This one is 4.0, which was done in the fall of 2009. And I would say it's probably already out of date.